some baseline files to explain where the battle of 2024 really begins from, and then we'll do some scenario mapping to try and understand what could happen depending on how voters in Bengal vote. So in 2019, the Trinamool had 43% vote share, the BJP was at 40%, the gap between these both parties was just 3%. Remember, the BJP had grown from 17% in 2014 to 40%. That's more than doubling its vote share. That's a big jump. The Trinamool, despite the BJP's onslaught, held on, in fact increased its vote share from 39 to 43. So even if the BJP grew, the Trinamool managed to increase its vote share. It's largely the Congress that came down from 10 to 6 and the left that crashed from 30 to 8. Now, let's take you through the baseline seat share numbers. The BJP starts this election at 18 seats, the Trinamool at 22, the Congress had 2. Now, what can happen from here? That's really the critical question. How is this campaign progressing? Who's making gains? Who's losing and why? So let's spend some time trying to understand that, and then we can go across to all our guests and get their opinion as well. So now you're seeing where the gains are coming from and who's losing to whom. So if you see, it's the BJP that is gaining, and the BJP's gains have largely come at the expense of the left. So the left is down dramatically, and the BJP has gained almost. If the left front vote share went down by 22%, the BJP's went up by 23%. So arithmetically, that suggests it's the left vote share that seems to be coming to the BJP because the left is no longer seen as a viable alternative. The Trinamool has managed to increase its vote share over the years, and the BJP is the party which at this moment is in the ascendant. I want to show you some scenarios. If the BJP increases its vote share, what can happen? If the Trinamool increases its vote share, what can happen? So this is the actual baseline file. 2019, the results, 22 for the Trinamool, 18 for the BJP. Now the first scenario is, if the Trinamool is able to increase its vote share by 5%. Now this is difficult because the Trinamool already sits at a 43% vote share. That's a very high vote share percentage. So therefore, if this does happen, that the Trinamool's vote share goes up by 5, the BJP's goes down by 5, then the Trinamool ends up at 34 seats, the BJP at 7, Congress at 1. This is difficult because the Trinamool already has a very high vote share. So can they increase their vote share by 5? Riju will of course hope that they can, but that is tough to happen. Now the second scenario is, if the BJP increases its vote share by 5 and the Trinamool loses 5%, then what the Prime Minister said all through his rallies, his sabhas in Bengal, that could come true, that the BJP goes up to 31. So BJP's vote share goes from 40 to 45, the seat share then is at 31, and Trinamool comes down from 43 to 38, then the Trinamool seats crash to 10. Now, I'm not saying this is happening, I'm saying if it were to happen, and if the BJP, which pulled votes last time away from the left, is able to pull votes away from the Trinamool, then this could really become the BJP's bumper harvest in Bengal. So you now have a sense of the scenarios. I want to go across to our guests and try and understand from them what they think is happening on the ground. I'll start with Shikha Mukherjee. Shikha, we last did a conversation of this nature when the Sandesh Khali agitation was at its peak, and the question then was whether the BJP was gaining ground, and the general consensus was that yes, they seem to have picked up some steam. Now the point is that still the case? Are they holding on to the ground they gained? Has Didi clawed back? What's the state of play, according to you, at this moment in West Bengal? Shikha Mukherjee.
I think the state of play is that it's a close contest. It's a very tough fight, as you very correctly pointed out. Didi has hunkered down and she's kind of gathered momentum as she goes. The hostility between the two sides is a sort of verbal engagement of a nature which is quite astonishing. And if I look at where the two parties stand, I would say that it is an effort on both sides to sort of to sort of maintain the position as on 2019. I think Trinamool's efforts is all in terms of I mean, for 5 years, it has been working on this project that it will reduce the BJP's seat count below what it was in 2019, below 18. And it wanted to make a big dent. Today, I think it's a more realistic assessment that yes, they will have to, if they can hold the BJP at 18 or push it down even by one, they will have succeeded in achieving their objective.
Okay, so you're saying that the Trinamool is hoping that they keep the BJP at 18. That's the Trinamool's hope, that the BJP doesn't go beyond 18 and the Trinamool still has the bragging rights of being the #1 party. I think, Jayanta Ghoshal, the critical question is which party ends up as being #1. There is a lot of bragging rights. Even if it is by one more seat than the opponent, getting to be #1 in Bengal for the BJP will be a huge accomplishment. What's your reading of the state of play at the moment?
Thank you, Rahul. What you have shown, that's a very interesting, I can say that it can be a password to find the mystery, because this 5% is heavy. I think 2% increase is also can swing either or situation. You know, in Bengal, BJP is already it is a very strong beneficiary. I mean, there is a major success story. From 0 to now 77 MLAs in assembly, they are sending Rajya Sabha members. So BJP and Modi ji has a strong brand equity in Bengal also. Bengal's not only this Bhadralok middle class, there is a strong influence in the rural Bengal also. And now anti-incumbency against the ruling regime TMC, not only the political violence, but the misgovernance, the mafia raj. This Sandesh Khali is not only a small micro village incident. It can create a major ripple in the whole state. But there is a strong but, because, you know, I think Bengalis and the Bengal voters are very bad consumers. If we buy a shoe of Bata, I think we use it for 20, 30 years. Repair shops are more in Bengal. Left, we kept them 30 years. So, 3 elections, Mamata fought to oust CPM. So, BJP is the future beneficiary. I don't see the future of left is so bright, and the Congress and left this time, they will gain the space, what they lost. BJP and TMC, this binary, this politics will remain. But you know, lack of organizational strength, the lack of strong leadership, like in UP, Jogi ji is there. So it's very easy for Modi ji and the BJP central leadership to communicate the central strategy to all the remote persons. So I think still Mamata and TMC has, the fighting spirit. And now, like Sandesh Khali. What Sandesh Khali, the campaign of BJP, immediately TMC countered with sting operation. So there is a tit for tat politics, and it's a hadda haddi ladai in Bengali say. It's a photo finish situation.